Hello, good morning and welcome to Hanoi, Vietnam, the country's capital, my 31st country I visited, and this is my second day here, even though I'm filming first time today. I arrived yesterday morning after a 6 AM flight, which I didn't sleep the night before, from Kuala Lumpur. I stopped in Malaysia briefly between my trip from Singapore to Vietnam. In this video, I'm going to be exploring old Hanoi, walking around the old quarter, ticking off different things on the sightseeing list and soaking in the dense streets, which are full of motorbikes and street food and lots of backpacker vibes as well. Very exciting place, lots of history. I can't wait to dive in. So without further ado, let's get into it. Better be careful crossing this road. This is what Vietnam's all about, especially Hanoi with these crazy amounts of motorbikes. Going for it. I'm heading towards the Gok Phong Temple, which is in the middle of Phong Lake. I'm just going to head over now, across the bridge. It's the most popular temple in Hanoi. It's usually really busy, which is why I've come really early in the morning. So as you can see, the bridge is in a classical Vietnamese style. Good views of Phong Lake from the bridge. 30,000 dong for a ticket. Sounds like a lot. Vietnam's currency may confuse you. That's just £1. Good views here. Bit of construction work going on at the moment, but still a cool place to check out. It's not often you find a temple in the middle of a small island in the lake in one of the busiest parts of the capital city of a country, so it's worth checking out. See that Hanoi's really developed over the last 5 or 10 years due to the tourism. On top of that, you also have lots of local people going about their daily activities, which is a nice sight to see that that's still intact despite the growth in mass tourism in Vietnam. So right along the street here in Old Hanoi is this heritage house, which is in the design of what an old merchant's house used to look like. You can go inside for just 10,000 dong and take a look around to give you an idea of what houses in Hanoi look like in the past. Note the large steps to keep out the bad omens. Very typical of the old quarter, this kind of house. Having just walked out the heritage house, there was a big parade going down the street, lots of colours, everyone was dressed up elaborately, there were drums banging, and I asked the women in the heritage house, is this a wedding, like a street wedding? And they were like, no, it's a funeral. I didn't film it because, of course, I don't want to be disrespectful. I just want to be careful, and I don't know if you're allowed to film them or not, so if in doubt, best not, right? I got in trouble. I nearly got traced down the street in India filming like a sort of funeral procession when I didn't realize it was a funeral. So you should really be careful when you travel to different countries not to upset the local people. Be really sensitive, and if in doubt, don't bother filming it. I think Hanoi's old quarter is more gritty than it is romantic in the nicest possible way. It's fascinating to walk around and just observe, people watch, local people going about their normal routines, motorbikes buzzing around everywhere. I've now found myself at a place called Gok Phong Temple. It's the oldest temple in Hanoi. So the Gok Phong Temple was actually built after the emperor was guided to the site by a white horse, and a statue of a white horse lies here today. You have to be so careful on the roads here. There's things in every direction, and you really have to look twice and then a third time and maybe a fourth time to double check no one's coming the opposite way of the road. It's really a fun adventure doing it by foot. Further north in the old quarter, I've reached Dong Xuan Market, the largest covered market in Hanoi. They sell just about everything inside apparently. Mazes of really tight, narrow alleys you can walk through. People constantly preparing and packaging clothes, which I imagine some of them are being sold online. Now on the top floor, I'm gonna spin around now and show you the view. Trying to cross this road is one of the hardest roads I've ever tried to cross. Literally, I have to wave my hand up to get by here. Otherwise, someone's certainly gonna hit me. This is the largest ceramic mosaic in the world. It holds the Guinness World Record, and it actually depicts different parts of Vietnam's history, and it runs along a dike 4 kilometers all the way up this way towards Long Bien Bridge. Look at these locals just intercepting the traffic like it's nothing. Fearless women like her. So moving on from the more touristy part of the Old Quarter, you get to this more rugged area, which is where Long Bien Bridge is. This is a very famous bridge here in Hanoi with lots of history. 1.7 kilometers long and originally built or designed by the guy who built the Eiffel Tower, something Eiffel, I've forgotten his first name. It was heavily bombed by the US during the Vietnam War, or American War, and as a result, it had to be rebuilt over and over again, and now it's become a symbol of like the Vietnamese's ability to recover and come back every time during the Vietnam War. They put American prisoner of war soldiers on the rebuilding of the bridge to stop the US actually bombing it. And yeah, it's kind of a landmark of Hanoi today. As you can see, pedestrians, motorbikes, trains. You can see the mosaic down here. Pretty happy I managed to get on top of here. I didn't think it was possible. Not many people do it, to be fair, and you have to walk on this really old thing with lots of gaps between it. I'm not going to walk all the way down the bridge. It's too long. The sun's right above me at the moment and it's killing me. I'm going to leave it there for this part of the Old Quarter and take a rest for a few hours, and then I'll come back a bit later on today. Hey, what's up? It's a little while later and I'm at a different part of the Old Quarter in Hanoi, not too far from my hostel, which I'll be showing in a couple videos time. My How Expensive is Hanoi video will cover all the costs and everything, and I'll show you my room then. But for now, on with this little tour of the Old Quarter, and I'm by St. Joseph's Church, which looks amazing at night time. Not the kind of thing you would necessarily imagine or to associate with Hanoi, but it's a Catholic church that's been here for years, and it's a nice touch. These guys behind me are doing keepy-ups with a badminton shuttlecock, and their skills are incredible. There's lots of other streets around this area and very modern. I can see all the lights at night time in this developed part of the Old Quarter. I'm gonna roam around the streets a little bit more and get some dinner around here too. Towards somewhere to eat. I'm just passing the Gok Phong Temple where I was this morning, and check it out at this time of night. The lights are amazing. All the Vietnamese hats. Tempted to buy one, but carrying it around all the time is a lot of effort too. Hey, so I've now come somewhere for my dinner. I've gone to a place called Ban Shio Zon. They do Ban Shio, which is like a stuffed Vietnamese pancake. So let me show you how you make it. So first of all, you need to take one of these thin rolls And then you add the fried pancake. It's got bean sprouts, mushrooms, and I think that's cheese on there. Afterwards, add some veg, get some carrot on there. Then you can add some different sauces. I'm going to go with this one because I like a bit of a kick sometimes. And a bit more. Then you need to roll up your pancake. I'm going to attempt to do this with one hand, and I'm probably going to fail. Dip it in soy sauce and get a taste. Very good. Now finished my dinner, and I swear I'm permanently sweating. There hasn't been a time today where I've stopped sweating. I'm gonna end the video there. Hope this gave you a good idea of what the old quarter of Hanoi is like. Just a taste. There's so much more to it than what I've shown in this video. It's crazy. You just need to walk around the streets. You don't actually even have to do sightseeing. You just need to walk around and you'll embrace it, and it'll be a good experience and something you won't forget. So tomorrow I'm doing a Hanoi street food or food video. Depends on how much street food I can find. I'll see you then. Peace.